looking early today, man.
Yeah,
Finally seeing
man.
you in some sunlight. What's going
Usually,
on?
for me, man, usually it's late up at night gets me the deals, but for whatever reason today, the early bird gets the worm, man.
Yeah. Welcome back, people.
Yeah, man.
Doom, if you couldn't tell, but fucking poster everywhere and the green light over there. Makes it so
Never
obvious.
heard of him.
Yeah, he stole your guy's surfboard or board, one of those shits, whatever you call it for a surfer.
No,
That's
Wolverine uses claws. Born
oh,
with
you're a
claws.
Wolverine collector now?
I am.
Oh,
I mean, if I have
oh,
it, if I have a Jim Lee auto, wouldn't I be a Wolverine collector?
wow. Light flicks. This is, we're just chopping up on a Saturday. That's
Yeah.
elusive. The man with a shit. You can go to his Instagram. It's crazy. So,
Yeah,
man,
man. How's everything going, man? I don't know. People say it's a dip. I mean, I don't see it being a dip, but I think what people say when they reference a dip, I think they're mainly talking about, which is what I've seen and you've seen, jambalayas, PMGs, and vibranium. Those are like the main ones that took the biggest hits, from what I've noticed in
o-
this.
overall, the prices have come down on a lot of cards. Um, some have spiked though. We've seen it from Marvel Beginnings holograms, still steady strong.
75th gold borders, just a whole set sold for 11K. That's pretty crazy.
That's a set we will highlight in future videos. It's been a while since we talked, but we're back. But today, let's see. Any recent wins and losses? You know how we
Yeah,
do.
start us off, man.
I This is a card that a lot of history had it, sold it. You don't know what you have sometimes, or you regret it, or you just want it back.
Mhm.
Your collection kind of. We'll talk about rules in another day, but I needed the Red Doom back,
That's a
and I
sick
found
card.
it finally.
Yeah, but for people that don't know, Doom is like in the Matrix when it comes to rules because he just bends all the rules. Like whatever rules he makes up, like next week he'll tell me, "Yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that," and then next week I'm like, "Yo, what happened to that?" Oh, I sold that off. I'm like, "What? That was quick, bro."
I'm only human. I'm not perfect. There's progress. We evolve. Our collection evolves. It's show. Sometimes you got to reshuffle it. You know how it goes.
I mean, whatever makes you feel better about the situation. Go ahead.
And look, man,
I'm
I
messing
try to.
with it.
I need rules to function,
Mhm.
but I also like to break them every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about you? Anything you wins,
Yeah. Well, full circle, man. I
losses?
think we talked
Go
about.
ahead.
I'll take it. The story starts off with the loss, right? I think a couple months back. I think it was May. One of those Venom exquisite, not the nameplates. I prefer, and I think you prefer this as well. The one with the just the Venom font slash
Yeah.
50s. A PSA 9 hit. I think it was Probstein, and I bid 1,500. Lost it. I got outbid, but everything happens for a reason because the W today is I woke up early. Someone posted one on eBay, and I ended up fixing a deal, and I got it for 800. Granted, the difference is this is a PSA 8 versus the PSA 9, but as me and when you're looking at cards of this prestige, I guess you could say, because it is an exquisite card. It is a Venom, a top character. It is slash 50. This card has a lot of things going for it to where I'm not so much worried about the grade. I just wanted the card.
Yeah, it's about the
So I'm
card
happy.
itself.
Mhm.
Yeah, and good things happen when wake up early. It's the moral of the
Yeah.
story.
I'm gonna start trying it out,
Oh,
man. If things keep going as good as they've been going today, I'm gonna wake up early every day. I'll tell you that
hey, by the way, he's
much.
on the roll today. Like, there's a lot of moving parts
Undisclosed stuff.
behind the scenes. I'm sure we'll reveal some of that stuff going forward.
Mhm.
Nothing crazy, but some nice pickups.
Yeah.
And today, man, we're gonna, on our way back to showing some content, we want to highlight where our collection has evolved to, or progress we've done. And today, we're gonna split in two parts. Today, we're gonna do the Doom collection. Last time I spoke to people, I was getting stuff graded. Uh,
Mhm.
all the cards that started picking up last year, I just felt like I wanted them graded. Not specifically, not to sell or anything, just to encase them in case anything happens to me, my family, they could easily move it. And I just
Mhm.
wanted to look nice. Sometimes you just want to put the trophies in the trophy room. That's what they are
Yeah.
to me. So we're gonna start with what I've added. Here we go.
Sheesh.
Now, now this is I I submitted with PSA. I think most of these I graded, but some of these I picked up along the way on eBay, just adding them to a collection. And I'm not really focused on the actual grade for the ones I submitted because mostly super short print, hand numbered special cards, grails.
Yeah.
So just get those in case they look nice. This is
Yeah. In
one you
this
told
case,
me about.
yeah. In this case, it's a base card, so you definitely want this in a 9.5 or a 10. And it
Yeah,
took me a while to find this card, but I knew, you're collecting Doom, so you always give you first dibs. And you thought about it. You hesitated, and I
yeah.
told you this earlier, but between me and you, had you not bought it, that would have
Oh
been.
no,
We would have talking about this in my collection.
we got to try to figure a trade or something. Like it was gonna be crazy. The Jim Lee artwork, 96 onslaught. Just to you don't get a lot of Jim Lee Doctor Doom cards. I think there's another one.
Yeah,
I
it's
could
top
be
three for
wrong.
me.
The next one. So this is 93 masterpiece. Juiceco drew this for that set. Doom 2099 classic. To me, the blue lightning, the pose, all metal. It's just one of
You
those sick
know,
cards that I need.
the with the lightning. You know what it reminds me of, and now we were talking about those earlier this week, but the Michael Jordan Scoring Kings insert.
Mm,
If you've ever
those
seen the
old school
Scoring
90s.
Kings,
Yeah.
yeah, and it has like the lightning and everything to it. The only difference is the Jordan is like a holographic, but so it has like
Okay.
it's kind of like the silver X overs that we are talking about. It has that kind of shine to it.
Oh my God. Silver XOs. Jesus.
Hmm.
Uh 93 masterpiece. If you didn't get one, get the other one. Dr. Doom. I think his name's Glenn Fabry. Fabry. I don't know how you pronounce it, but just a classic Doom image.
Yeah.
Dark. You see that steel. You can compare the other one where it's super shiny, and this one is just like steel's dirty as hell. I don't know what's going on. He's been through some wars,
Some Hannibal Lecter vibes.
some Game of Thrones shit going on in the background. There's a story there to tell through those eyes. And
Hmm.
you look
Hmm.
people's eyes, you can tell a lot.
Yeah.
I
Oof.
think all a favorite of both of us because we don't agree on all of these, but there's some that are more popular within non Doom collectors.
There's crossover. Yeah.
So this is who is this Patelis? Is your boy
Tell us. Yeah. Dimitri.
Hollow Flash? Where do you rank
Yeah.
these among like that whole Hollow Flash set?
I rank this as number two, only behind the Carnage to me. So it's Carnage, and you know me, I'm not even a Carnage collector, but I think that's the best Carnage there is. Some people argue it's the 75th Gold Border. I mean, I think you can't go wrong either way, but
I would.
they're both in top three. I don't think anybody argues
Yeah,
that.
no.
But yeah, this Doom
They're
is
okay.
top two from the Hollow Flashes. Currently, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but it's a Pop 7 and a PSA 9, and it's only a Pop 2 and a PSA 10, this card.
Yeah, so 10 and the story behind this, I had about 8 of them. 3 that were really nice, 2 that were super nice. They're hard to grade. I sent the nicest one, but again, some if it's an insert, I'm okay with the 9. Like it's not about the grade for me. Like as long as if you can't get a 10, that's fine. Sometimes the inserts are 9, equally as nice.
Yep.
2016 Juice go back again. Probably. I wonder how many he has in total of Doom cards. He might be like the most prolific Doom artist in Marvel cards. Now that I think
Marvel cards.
about
I
it.
was about to say because put some respect on
No,
Jack Kirby.
Stan Lee's like, that's a different story. But in cards, like, you have this one, 93, 92. It's quite a few. Um,
In
Classics.
this one, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this not the one that you graded a 7 and you ended up selling your 7 to get this 8?
Yeah. So I had to go for so these actually is a tier 4 from 2016. So there's rumored to be short print only about 50 of these, right?
Hmm.
They're not hard numbered. They're short printed.
You
I
said they're short
chose
printed to about 50, right?
50, yeah.
Yeah, I think LaMonica has about 20 of them. So there's about 30 in
you
existence.
might you might have all yeah. I've only seen a couple, a handful, like who knows. But Yeah, mine, my original copy got a 7, which I was okay with. I wasn't stressing it, but at the same time, this one went for auction. I think I only paid $40 more for it. It's worth it,
Mhm.
and I sold my 7. So someone has it out there.
Nice.
Um, Only thing I regret about this is that thicker cards in PSA, I don't really like the Saran wrap look to it. Like, it looks kinda I might get this in like a Beckett slab. Those seem to work real nice for
I'll
thicker
be
cards.
I'll be honest, man, because I only have about 3 or 4 of those PSA thicker cards as well, and I agree in the sense that it does look the way I see it, at least, because I clean my slabs when they have surface scratches. I like to keep them clean. And one thing I did notice, though, the difference between the thicker slab and the thinner slab, the thinner slab seems more sturdy. The thicker slab seems like if I push too hard, I might crack it. But I will say that I
Mm,
do appreciate the heft because that's one thing that, not to go too much into this, but that's one of the things BGS collectors love about BGS. They feel like a tank when you're holding them.
yeah,
And with the thicker ones, they do feel more sturdy, even though they're probably not.
yeah. There's a certain feeling that a Beckett slab gives you, like it's an actual like gem in there.
Mhm.
Maybe that's just because I don't. Who knows? I mean, I've had SGC. SGC does nice with thick cards too. Um, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'll probably switch it just because, again, I'm not trying to sell this stuff. I'm just trying to present it in my own collection and be happy with how I see it. I don't really like that, saran wrap. It has a look to it. But
Yeah.
I chose to go with the gold signature because there's 50 of them. So my system is I try to get like the highest parallel I can, like the most rare one, to where it's affordable within my budget. I like the tradition of gold signatures going back to the, early '90s masterpiece sets. So it
Mhm.
just, I preferred it over the base. I have the base too, but I
Nice.
went with that one.
Yeah.
Gold
That's a
board
crazy card.
2007. Now this card is a special. Uh, this is artwork that's pulled from comic books, right? This is not original artwork for the card for 2007 masterpiece, but it's one of the best Doom images on a card so far.
Yeah. That's one of my top 3 for sure as well. I think the only difference between me and you is I prefer the foil version. I do know that the gold waters are more rare, but I'm just a sucker for
Yeah.
science stuff.
Yeah. No, and the fall is nice. I It took me months and months to find one, and then all of a sudden I found a couple more. So I had two really nice ones that I sent to grade in. They both got nines. These are, that gold on the edging on the gold is real flaky, like it's real if you it can get
Kind of like the
scuffed real
gold
easy. So
canvases.
yeah, yeah. Um and the other nine, shout out to Crypto. Crypto has the other one. Did a trade. But if you get a 9 gold border, it's a really high grade for it.
Yep.
Keeping it with the gold theme, some Kirby art,
Mm-hmm. It's a nice
uh,
one.
greatest battles. You got your classic Reed versus Doom, and these are numbered to 75. I've only seen a handful pop up, so and again with the next one, there's a second Doom one with Iron Man.
Yeah, that one's crazy too, man.
Pick this one up, number to 75 again. Now, I will
He,
say the gold looks a little. It's not as special looking as a masterpiece gold, or like this is a little bit cheaper looking, I would say.
yeah, I would say this is like mid end. Yeah, these are cool.
And then
Yeah.
we're gonna go gold border. Let's go gold border. It's 75th anniversary. Now this one was in the actual 75th anniversary. I know it spans what 3 sets.
Over 3 sets, yeah.
This one was in the actual 75th anniversary set. Um, And I've had maybe, I would say, 3 at one point. They're all crooked for the Doom
Top
specifically.
center. Yeah. Not as bad as the
So
Spider-Man, by the way. The Spider-Man is probably the most off-centered from
yeah, some of
any of
those
them,
are
which
really
is
bad,
crazy.
but some characters have like very clean presentation. Or maybe we just seen like the worst dooms. Maybe some of the OG
Mhm.
collectors have the really nice ones. I don't know. I was happy with the 8. I didn't expect it. I thought it was going to be like lower than that. But
Yeah, I think
again,
eight's gonna be the average grade for these. Nine's gonna be good, and then I'm sure there's gonna be a couple tens, but they're gonna be unicorns.
oh yeah, no, 10, 7, yeah, it's going to be unicorn. Another thing, the rare card with Doom and Daylight, which is interesting, right?
Oh.
Seeing him back, there's mountains and the clouds. This is something like a dictator would have in his mansion for sure. Like, I'm gonna
Mhm.
commission because I'm my ego is crazy. Just pull me behind some mountains, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're gonna
Ooh.
do Rittenhouse. I feel like sometimes I feel guilty. We talk about Rittenhouse a lot. People think we're pumping shit. Like, no, trust me. I wish I had more Rittenhouse stuff. Um, the special cards, man. The diamonds numbered out of 10. I don't know.
And
They
then,
look
then
awesome.
think about it too. Other than 20, this is 2013 Fleer, so this is a year after. But other than the PMG Doom Green out of 10, this is the only other Doom out of 10 besides the Silver Spectrums, right?
Yeah, and
And
the
the
other
what ifs.
Doom diamond, which I'll get to in a
Oh, and the
little
other
bit, but
Doom
yeah,
diamonds, correct?
like very
Yeah,
few Doom numbered, out of 10 or less. I think numbered out
second,
of 10
yeah,
is
second
the
year because
lowest.
then Juice goes 16. So yeah, so it's Marvel Retro, Marvel Masterpieces, and Rittenhouse
There you
75th
go.
anniversary in Marvel Universe that
And
has
there's
them,
no there's no one of one Dooms that I know of.
except
I think
except
I
for the
think it
Red
was
Spectrum,
banned,
right?
but that
The
was
Juice Club.
introduced. Was that introduced in 2016? Maybe
You got me there. I'm not sure.
or
I think so. Yeah.
2018. Well,
No. Yeah.
either way.
Correct. Yeah. Because
I'm
Norin has
not
told
sure.
me about the Surfer one of one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, there is a one-on-one now.
Hmm.
Wow, someone has it.
That's the only
If
one of
you
one.
have the one-on-one Doom, I just want to see an image of it. It's
Yeah.
cool. I can't
That's a
afford it,
dope
but
card. That is
yeah.
a dope card.
And to me, the better diamond, which I think is a unpopular opinion, I prefer the 75th diamonds. Maybe because it's Kirby artwork in the back. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way with the Surfer Marvel Universe versus the 75th. I think the 75th is the superior artwork too.
Yeah, and if paying attention, same Rittenhouse artwork in the front.
Yeah.
Forgot who the artist is, but yeah. Then we go into 2013. The big set. I have a couple inserts from there. Show
A
my
couple.
PMG. A couple. There's a couple that I left out too. Intimidation Nation. That's a card I had sold. I wasn't thrilled about it. Then when I didn't have it, kind of wanted it back. Bought it, got a 9. I was happy with it.
Yeah.
6 set, underrated still.
Yeah. That's another
Um,
dope Doom cover.
and then Ti 22. I always liked this card. The thinnest card I've ever held in my hand. Like it's super thin. Now I will say this: PSA when they first scanned it, it was crooked. I don't know what system they're using. It's like this sealed. It's not. There's not like borders around it. You can't tap it into place. So in case you get one graded, it's crooked. It's annoying, but you can tap it into place.
Nice.
Super clean. The way the light shines on this, awesome.
Wow. That's
And
another
then
big piece.
jambalaya. Probably what this might be my most valuable card out there. I think most expensive that
Yeah.
I
I
have
mean,
in my collection.
it's probably out of 15 is what people say, right? So, but I mean, to you, because you're a Doom collector, what would you prefer? Your 75th diamond out of 10 or this? We'll put you on the spot here.
Yeah,
What kind of,
75th. I think
yeah,
I prefer 75th. It's a tough one.
yeah.
I like how awkward this art looks. Reminds me of some Wizard of Oz shit. Um,
Mhm.
you call him the Scarecrow. It's cool.
Yeah.
I
I
like
mean,
it.
I don't call him that. The guy who drew it, I mean, to me, it's like someone drew. Hey, can you draw a cool scarecrow? And the guy's like, I got you, fam. Say no more.
Look,
And this is
he's
what he came up
you
with.
know, look, what you're missing is like he's been through battles. That's why it's so ripped
He
apart
sure
in the
did.
background.
And guess what?
You know
Guess
what I'm
what?
saying?
Who?
Like,
Guess who tore his up? His costume up
oh,
like that.
oh no, you're not talking about the surfer. Like, chill out. That's just another video we gotta do. We gotta settle that debate once for all. We'll get to it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll let the people vote.
Flair, the buybacks numbered out of 20. I have all three. Technically, there's a fourth Doom out there, but it's really just his arm, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, and it doesn't say Doctor Doom on the card, so I'm not really stressing over that one.
Again, see,
Um,
guys, bending the rules. But go ahead, continue.
it's now let's compare the artwork. That art is
Mhm.
not crazy. Like it's just
Yeah.
kind of weak sauce, but I have the good ones. Doom 2099, the red. It looks nice in the PSA slab. Just
Yeah, it does.
matches. Get to 9. These cards tend to grade well. I'll say that.
Yeah. Flair in general, and it's crazy. Yeah.
And here's the other one. To me, this is like one of the most visually appealing cards for Doom.
That looks like
And
something Patelis would have done because it looks airbrushed, which was his style.
that's the flavor it has, and just like that red lightning, like it's just sick. It's one of my favorite cards. And the
Wow.
actual Doom one, I was shocked when I got a 10. I ain't, I wasn't expecting anything, but it's numbered out of 20. That's pretty significant, man.
Yeah, I don't think more than like three are going to get tens from those 20, if I had to guess. Maybe four.
I was happy with it, and these are like, again. So these cards are from '94 Flair. They're in buybacks in 2019. So I'm just trying to get the rarest version, and I'm not trying to do complete rainbows. It just takes a lot of money nowadays. I can't afford to
Hmm.
do that. So I think if you put your own rules,
Hmm.
get the highest version that you can each one. I like that.
Yeah.
And then this is a big one too. So this is probably
Monster.
the recent ones. When did I get them? Last week, 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Um,
2 weeks
so
ago.
this is 1992 masterpiece Juice Scope. They reinserted in 2016, hand numbered out of 15. Is 11 out of 15. I've seen a lot of Juice Gold buybacks, 11 out of 15 for sale on eBay. I don't know why. A lot of
Yeah.
11s out there.
Yeah, you don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's a guy who had them all. Right.
Maybe it's just that maybe the 11 just speaks to me and I can identify them quicker. Maybe it's nothing.
Mhm.
But gold pin is just nice to have like the rarest
Yeah.
version of it. It got a 9, which I was surprised with.
Yeah.
These are tough to grade from 92 itself.
A nine is solid, man, for a card out of 15. And let's be honest, like that out of to me, that PSA 9 is more impressive in a juice skull than a PSA 9 on the flares because the flares, like to your point, tend to grade better.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because they're on good stock. Like it's just the card. Yeah, these tend to get like the edges like rounded, like just straight from fresh packs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we go to my last two. And these to me, probably the most significant cards in my collection, outside of my sketch card, because that's a nice one. But Fantastic Four number 5, to Marvel Beginning Series 3. The cover issues where you get some of the original creators to autograph it, Pack Pool, Joe Sinnott, the man who worked next to Kirby. We don't have a Kirby signature, so this is the closest thing to it. And then,
Uh,
the the guy himself, Stan Lee, right on Doom's face, which by the way, I was told from fellow Instagram friend, which I believe is Read Your Comics. He tends to sign right on Doom's faces. That's like his
oh,
favorite spot to sign, even in
so
like
he
comic books.
so even he prefers Surfer over Doom is what you're telling me.
No,
That's what I
no.
heard.
It just looks visually appealing because of the green. The signatures kind of stands out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
go with
no
that.
Surfer here, Surfer what? Issue 48? Some later. This
I don't know. You
Fat
saved the
Man's
best
4
for
number
last, is
5.
what I know.
They just needed to add more characters because all the good ones left, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something
Yeah.
about Doom in issue number 5. Amazing Spider-Man number 5, Doctor Doom. 5, I don't know. I was born in May, 5. Look, numerology, I'm into it. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear you.
This one, you were along in the process. You nailed the price that I was gonna have to pay for
Oh
this.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
had sold my blue PMG. Shout out to Justin. And I used that money. This came up, you know,
Mhm.
uh, is it coincidence or do we speak this into existence? Because I was looking for this. I
Mhm.
had the money, pulled the trigger. What was it, around 450?
450, yeah. And it's a good price, to be honest with you. I think nowadays, if you could get any Stanley Auto for under 500, that's a buy.
It was a good
Well,
price,
not
man.
any
Too.
pack pulled, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, I you see some of these other cars, people want like crazy amount of number. Like, look, man, I'll pay 450 for a Stanley Auto pack pull. Like, it's a little tough for me to think in the
Yeah.
same page. But yeah, man. So those are it. So far, what I'm looking forward to next. I'm gonna chill on grading because it's expensive. Well, it's cheaper now, but I think what I spent like 1,500, a little bit over 1,500 to get all my
30 cars.
cards.
Mhm.
It was about 25, 30. Some of which I used to pay for the actual process of doing this.
Mhm.
One of them was a Spider-Man
Spider Man.
Patelis.
No,
No,
well, yeah, Spider Man
no,
Patelis, and then the
the
Stussy,
Stussy.
and then a
Yeah,
Black Refractor Star Wars.
yeah, a couple of those to pay off collection. What I want to do next is really get into the comic cuts. I would like to encase those. I have a couple of nice ones. I don't know what company I'm a user. You know, I still have to figure that out. And my sketch cards, I am because they're cover recreations, I would like them to be CGC, right? So it can match the CGC comic book and the sketch card be the same thing. That'd be kind of cool. Who knows what's gonna happen there? They haven't announced anything yet. Mm. But that's so far that's the progress on the collection, man. Um,
Dude, you've come along, dude. Like I don't know how many people, even some people that started before you, they might have. We talked about this before. They might have crazier sketch cards because that's what people were more into heavy before.
yeah,
But
there's a
as
lot of
far
nice
as
ones.
like, yeah, but as far as like as deep as a collection as yours is, as broad as it is throughout different sets, I haven't seen another one personally. I'm not saying there isn't. There probably is, most likely, but I haven't seen it.
I mean, I would hope so. Like, when I started it, it was just out of necessity of a distraction at the moment. It's a little
Mhm.
bit, emotionally connected to me. It just came in a time where I needed a distraction. Um, but I'm sure people have some doom. I'm hoping I thought he was massively overlooked, and when I originally did the video with your series that you have with collectors, was it Cards and Coffee?
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
told you he was like one of the first cards I picked up. That and a Gambit from '94 Masterpieces. So it
Yeah.
was always there. I always had appeal towards it. So I, another thing I'm looking inserts. Just waiting for people to grade inserts. That's a long game because I can't afford to open boxes and just try to get tins.
Mm.
Uh, Gonna wait for those. Those are more obscure cards that hopefully will get graded.
Yeah, and
And
that's why, to your point, that's why I think nines make sense for inserts, man. Because I mean, look, obviously the perfect scenario is when you can get a 10 for a decent price, like when you got the Jim Lee, right? The
yeah,
onslaught. That was a good
yeah,
price for a 10. But if it's not that and it's a nine and you could get it for $100 or under, it makes sense because most likely again it's a mint card already, and what you're gonna have to pay for when the 10 does come up on an insert or an SSP, you're probably not gonna want to pay what those cards are gonna sell for. You know, especially if they're gonna be in your PC. It just depends.
yeah.
Everybody has their own goals and rules. we'll do
Depends.
another video on grading rules. But hey, I
Grading
appreciate you
rules.
sharing, man.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
back.
man.
We'll pray. I'll say next week we'll release part two, which is going to be. I'll share my progress from what my goals were and where I'm at so far, and the cards I still have to go myself.
Yeah, and see, if you added any characters, lost any. You got
Oh
a lot
yeah,
to choose from. Like you got.
I've been losing characters recently. You know about some Thanos. I've
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
selling all my Thanos pieces.
Yeah, you got thin out the collection sometimes, and focus on what you really like. And if you get an opportunity to get a more rare card of a character that really means something to you, then
Mhm.
yeah, there's gonna be some fire sales going on for all the other characters for sure. That happens.
And that's why I'm still really enjoying, regardless of what everybody's saying about the current hobby. Like, collectors were probably loving this because, well, that just means for us we get to pick up more stuff and we don't have to pay the peak prices. Like, to me, that's what it's all about. And we're still in a stage where we can still trade up, trade down, whatever you want to do. Or, I've heard some people call it lateral trading. Um, but hey, whatever you're into, it's all possible,
But
and that's what's awesome. You could trade from one hobby to another hobby, or from one IP to another IP, from a character to another character, and that's what keeps it fun for me, at least. And it's kind of like for me, keeping track. I just did a couple trades actually today, and I'll disclose them like you said in another video. But
yeah, no,
just to
that's
know,
crazy.
it's cool knowing who has what, and it's like a little for me, it's like, and you get to see because we talk all the time, but it's like a little puzzle for me that I like to do is like kind of solving, okay, what do I got to do to get that guy to trade with me? And then, I want this piece, he wants this. And that's cool for me figuring that out.
I would say that was the birth of the let's compare two cards, which one you want left or right that you've been doing on your Instagram because sometimes like, well, would you trade this for that? Which one would you choose? Right.
Hmm.
And there's an investor side, there's a collector side. I'm always approaching it from collector side. So we balance each other off. But some are tougher than you think. Like
Hmm.
it's crazy.
It's fun, man. But hey, I'm glad we're back and doing getting this rolling again, man. So shout out to everybody that's always supported us in general, anyway. And we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.